What's up? It's your boy Kevin to turn on this motherfucking YouTube shit. This is serious. Wow, what the fuck?
What's up? It's your boy. Catch you on YouTube shit. Hey man, say man, we are lit team man. Turn. Today, motherfucking day. Straight hood outside, big crib. Yes, sir. Kevin to turn. Out here, man. Gang shit, man. Yay! Free Palestine, free Congo. Russia do your thing, and Texas fix these fucking borders up. Do some shit around this bitch. Stand the fuck up in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, say man, make sure y'all like and subscribe to these videos. Support your boy. Spread the true positivity, man. You know what I'm saying? Please don't be like one of them bozos who find some way to find guilt into us and don't go against the oppressors, man. Because we know what's going on with us, but niggas don't have nothing to say against the motherfuckers who try to attack us. But this is what I got to say, man. Life is wild. Don't trust no one, no part of your family, no friends, nobody. The only one you can trust is God, Yahweh. At the end of the day, these people, man, they give up on you super easy. You think they be the closest motherfuckers to you in the world? They'll turn your back on you, man. You know what I'm saying? So, this shit is wild, man. Come to the Hewbrew Israelite, man. Make sure you like, subscribe, but shout out to the real ones who really be helping your boy. And let's get into this bitch. Alright. Boom. Today, some motherfucking day. Straight hood and outside. And that. So this is wild, man. Man. Y'all know how I feel about mixed relationships. Dating outside your race. A nigga like me, I say no. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna cap. Like, I ain't never dated a white girl, a Mexican girl, or, you know what I'm saying, a different type of female outside my race. But as I get older and more mature and the more I know, that's why I say knowledge is wealth. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge is wealth. You know what I'm saying? For me, that's a no. I don't feel comfortable dating outside my race. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like the other race can ever feel the pain that we've been through. I don't think they can ever give us the respect that we actually deserve. Because I feel like, you know, we own two different type of planes. You know what I'm saying? Even if they can say, well, I've been through the struggle 3. Not my type of struggle. Not our people type of struggle. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I just can't, I just don't feel comfortable being in a interracial relationship. So this happened in Milwaukee, man. A person named Sade and Joniah. Man, this is wild, man. So the main one everybody been talking about is Sade. She was about 19, from Milwaukee, man. And y'all know how females are, man. Especially young black women. I don't know what it is with our female these days, man. They so comfortable with dating outside their race. But then when it comes to other races, they be like, no, we don't feel comfortable with y'all dating other races. You know what I'm saying? Especially they females be on some shit like that 3. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a lot of white women do be dating black men. But naturally, they be like, nah, we ain't fucking with that. You know what I'm saying? Something about these our black women, man, they date all types of races. You know what I'm saying? And not understanding that a lot of these motherfuckers, man, don't have the best interest for for your well-being. Not saying all of them, but a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, sometimes our females put themselves in that predicament. Oh, I'm going to be different. I want to be the game changer. I want to be spontaneous. I want to show that we can get peace in the world. Like, no, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You trying to make a statement, and then they play you for a fool. You know what I'm saying? Like, some white dude from Milwaukee, man, they trying to say it's him, end up killing this female, man. And it got so crazy that they might start even putting this other murder case on this white dude. So I got the stuff that's going on, man. And I just want y'all to see that, hey, man, life ain't sweet as y'all think it is. Y'all be thinking, I don't know what it is with our black women who want to date every race outside the book, but their own race. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand it. I just don't. I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be honest. I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? But I, you know, because I ain't gonna act like, you know what I'm saying, I ain't never, like I said, I have dated outside my race before, so I can see, like, the attraction, but as me now, I don't have no attraction to other females outside my race. That's just me as a Hebrew Israelite. I don't have no attraction outside my race for any female that's not my race color. You know what I'm saying? So, I got the videos. I hope y'all enjoy it. Let's get into it.
Really brings into question what is wrong with people. It's heinous.
More information about the disappearance of Sade Robinson and the possible connection to those human remains that have been found across the area over the last 10 days. Since Sade went missing, her family has been asking for donations for search efforts. Today, the GoFundMe says the money will be used for memorial expenses. So far, law enforcement has not confirmed Sade's death or connected her to the body parts that have been found or the person of custody, Maxwell Anderson. The story begins on Monday, April 1st. That's when 19-year-old Sade Robinson was first reported missing. On Tuesday, April 2nd, family says Sade's car was found torched near 30th and Lisbon on Milwaukee's north side. A severed leg was found at Warnemont Park in Cudahy, 11 miles from Sade's burned car. On Thursday, April 4th, our crews found Milwaukee County Sheriff's deputies searching a home on Oklahoma and 39th Street. That same day, Maxwell Anderson was taken into custody and identified as a person of interest in relation to the severed leg found in Cudahy.
It's devastating because when we came to look for her, we weren't coming looking for body parts. We were just coming to look for her.
Friday, April 5th, sheriff's deputies found more body parts at 30th and Lisbon, the same location where Sade's car was found set on fire. On Saturday, April 6th, Sade's family searched that same area and found her blanket. Milwaukee police came out to search again and found even more human remains. Now it's Sunday, April 7th. Sade's family comes back to search and finds human remains yet again.
I want answers because I need to know why somebody would want to do this to her.
Let's go back to Maxwell Anderson for a second. While he has not been charged with the crime, we're naming him because of the nature of the allegations. On Tuesday, April 9th, Anderson went before a Milwaukee County judge where prosecutor asked for an extension to keep him behind bars. That extension was granted. The same night, family and friends of Sade's went back to Warnemont Park in Cudahy to search the area.
She looked out for my baby. The least I could do was look out for her mama's baby.
They say they found what they believe to be body parts, but that the sheriff's office needed to investigate further.
Anderson was a Catholic school prep football star with a bright future. Anderson works for his millionaire dad's insurance companies with limited success, but when his father moves to Florida, Anderson stays in Milwaukee working as a bartender. A former co-worker of Anderson, Samantha Brenner, describes Anderson as erratic, sometimes getting drunk while bartending at Victor's nightclub. A friend describes Anderson as childish and having quite the temper.
Joining me right now is renowned forensic psychologist and mediator, Dr. John Delatorre. Now, Delatorre, no offense to bartenders, my brilliant niece tended bar for a while she was in graduate school. Long story short, what do you think this mom and dad are thinking about right now? They pump all this money, all this time into their son, who turns out to be a 33-year-old abuser of alcohol, bully, tending bar erratically when he shows up to work.
Yeah, listen, they probably know who he is, and I'm gonna be real frank with you here, Nancy. This isn't the first person that he's done this to. Sade is not the first person. This is someone who has a long history, and I'm not surprised to hear about a rap sheet with disorderly conduct and domestic abuse. This is not someone who just one day decides that he's going to stalk a 19-year-old and then dismember. This isn't someone that does that. This is someone who has been long planning and been engaging in problematic behaviors, escalating them each time so that eventually he's comfortable with actually doing the things that he's been fantasizing about.
Airbrushing the truth. Let me talk about this guy. Police find a foot, apparently human flesh, at a playground, pink nail polish matching up. In the home, they find blood, gasoline containers, packages addressed to the defendant, very important, blood on a comforter, blood scattered throughout the home. Let me tell you this, and I'm going to go to you, Faddis, with me, high-profile trial lawyer, TV legal analyst, founding partner of the Warner Faddis Elite Legal Group. Eric, I agree with Delatorre. This isn't his first time at the rodeo. You don't go from 0 to 120 mph in 2 seconds. There has to be something, some revving up to not only a day. How many times do you think he watched her come in, have a drink, have dinner, anything like that, before he gets the guts up to say, hey, would you like to go to dinner? He planned this.
Yeah, Nancy, it's chilling to think about what was going through Maxwell Anderson's mind, allegedly, as he appears to have been preparing for this. You know, the details give rise to a predatory nature here. There's a huge age gap, right? And then there's also a friend who says that Maxwell Anderson had a 5-foot by 6-foot deep hole dug in his backyard. And then we look at the rapidity, how quickly this turned from like overnight. That's not something that just happens on a whim, in my personal opinion. That's something that was planned out and is just grotesque in terms of what we're learning.
Hey man, they gonna learn one day, man. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, you know, it don't happen to people in our family, and it's not too late for other people who know people, cause hey.
On Monday, the 1st of April, just last week, a 19-year-old college student named Sade Robinson was walking along North Commerce Street in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, when she would mysteriously disappear. Later that day, she was reported missing by her family as she was not responding to any of her phone calls or text messages, and she had failed to show up for her shift at work. But the situation would only get progressively worse when the next morning, Sade's car was found on fire in an alleyway, approximately 2 miles away from where she was last seen. And then later that same day, a severed human leg was at Warnerman Park by Lake Michigan. The case was then quickly escalated to a possible homicide, and potential suspects were immediately brought in for questioning, such as convicted felon Maxwell Anderson, after blood was discovered on the stairwell of his home, and it was reported that he may have had contact with Sade in the days building up to her disappearance. But after almost 2 weeks of investigating, Sade still officially remains a missing person, with no concrete proof that her life has been taken. So, given these troubling details, many are starting to wonder, could Sade Robinson have been the victim of a murder? Or could she still be out there somewhere, just waiting to be rescued? Sade Carlina Robinson was born on the 10th of May in 2004 to her loving parents, Sheena Scarborough and Carlos Robinson, in the city of Vicksburg, Mississippi, alongside her younger sister, Adriana. However, at the very young age of 2, Sade's mother, Sheena, decided to move out to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, after her relationship with Carlos would begin to fall apart. This would then lead to Sade growing up in 2 different states, as her father had also moved out of Vicksburg, eventually deciding to settle down in Florida, meaning the family were constantly traveling back and forth over the years. But in an attempt to ensure Sade was spending an equal amount of time with both parents, in her later teenage years, she would go on to attend Ida S. Baker High School in Florida, where she flourished academically, eventually graduating a semester early due to her hard work and perseverance. It was then later revealed to her mother that she had been secretly looking at job interviews as she was keen to start building up her career. But alongside this, she was also looking to get an associate's degree in criminal justice at Milwaukee Area Technical College. So, as I'm sure you can imagine, her parents were extremely proud of their daughter and had high hopes for her future. According to Sade's family, she was a standout older sister, even managing to get Adriana a job at the Wisconsin club, where she had worked as a hostess. But alongside this position, she also had a second job which she had been working on and off for about 5 years at a restaurant called Pizza Shuttle. And by all accounts, Sade was a stellar employee, always laughing, smiling, and making the customers feel welcomed and her co-workers feel appreciated. So I guess you could say she really was the whole package, as it would seem that everywhere she went, people would admire her. After all, she was a full-time college student working 2 jobs at the very young age of just 19 years old, which allowed her to pay for a small apartment in Milwaukee where her grandmother Linda would often visit, and the 2 would cook seafood together and catch up on a regular basis. However, despite the incredibly bright future that was laid out ahead of Sade, with the young woman being set to graduate from college in just 1 month with a 3.5 GPA and her sights being firmly set on joining the US Air Force, it would appear that these dreams would suddenly come crashing down when she would mysteriously disappear on that fateful day in April. On Sunday the 31st of March, the 19-year-old college student had been spending the afternoon with her family, as they had all gathered together at her mother's house to celebrate the Easter holidays, where they shared a home-cooked meal and enjoyed each other's company well into the evening. However, this night would eventually come to an end, with Sade deciding to head back to her own apartment as she had to be up early for work the next day. Well, the morning soon came, and Sade's mother Sheena would decide to video call her daughter as she got ready for work, which was very typical behaviour given how close they were. Sade would then go on to explain what she had gotten up to for the rest of the previous night, as well as her plans for a new haircut she was preparing to get in the following days. But eventually, once the young woman was ready for work, the pair said their goodbyes and Sade promised to give her mother a call later that day once she was back home. At this point, it is unknown how she planned to travel to work that day, whether that be via public transport or her car. But either way, she would certainly leave the house, as she was later spotted by a witness walking along 1800 North Commerce Street, which was located just 1 mile away from the pizza restaurant that she worked at. However, despite the relatively normal start to her day, something incredibly abnormal would seem to arise, as Sade would fail to arrive on time for her shift, causing her manager to immediately become concerned for her well-being. Sade would never miss a shift, and if she was ever running late, she would always call first to give her co-workers a heads up. So rather than being met with frustration, they instead contacted Sade's mother to inform her of her daughter's absence from work and to ask if everything was okay. But according to Sheena, the last she had heard from Sade was earlier that morning, where she had strangely asked to borrow $15, an action Sheena would later describe as very unusual. As far as she was concerned, Sade should have been on her way to work, and so rather than being able to verify her daughter's safety, instead she was overwhelmed with fear upon receiving this phone call. So, after spending the entire day attempting to call her daughter with no answer, she was eventually forced to report Sade as missing to the Milwaukee Police Department. But it wouldn't be too long before there was an update to the case, as officers would make a startling discovery that would upgrade this relatively low-level missing person case to a potential homicide investigation.
Damn. These people just be killing people just to do it, man. They see a pretty girl
On
and
Tuesday,
just can't handle
the
it.
2nd of April, an abandoned car was found
But who knows
on
what she
fire
did?
in an
I
alleyway
had that, but
located
shit.
on the corner of West Lisbon Avenue and North 30th Street. And after emergency services were called to put out the fire and
can't trust these
investigate
white
the
people,
incident,
man.
it was quickly uncovered that the vehicle belonged to a person that had been reported missing the previous day. So, given this concerning revelation in the case, the Milwaukee PD called up Sheena Scarborough to inform her about what they had found and what this could potentially mean. And understandably, they were met with tears and heartbreak as Sheena tried to piece together the situation in her mind. However, refusing to give up hope, there was still every chance Sade could still be out there somewhere. So, her family alongside the Milwaukee PD stepped up their efforts to locate the missing young woman as the danger surrounding her case continued to escalate. But despite their hopes for a happy ending, the situation would only appear to get worse when an unidentified human leg was discovered next to Warnemont Park in Milwaukee just later that very same day, which left the police severely concerned that the two incidents
Dang, he
could
cut a
possibly
body
be
up and
connected.
dismembered. These are cruel
Horrified
white
by
people,
this
man.
new discovery, the police vowed to upgrade the missing person case to a homicide
shit's 5
investigation,
foot.
as they
Ooh,
believed that the likelihood of the events being related was high, given the close proximity to where they had taken place. However, despite their efforts, the case would seem to only grow in controversy, as further body parts would continue to emerge over the following days, as well as a blanket, which would later be revealed to belong to Sade, that the police had found on a set of train tracks located not too far from her abandoned vehicle. But the controversy didn't stop there, as on top of this,
White
a
people be some
disturbing
savages,
suspect
man.
would also be called into question, who
But nobody
had
wanna
a
talk about
very
this.
troubled past, and by all accounts, had
When a
spoken
black person
with
do something,
Sade
it's all
in
over
the
the
days
news.
building up to her disappearance.
Goofy ass motherfuckers.
On Thursday, the 4th of April, a 33-year-old man named Maxwell Anderson was arrested under the suspicion of murder after it was revealed that he may have been linked to the severed body parts that had been discovered all over the city of Milwaukee. At this point in time, officials have not publicly connected the human remains to Sade Robinson, but her mother has met with the prosecutor in the case and is being kept in the loop, which seems to suggest that the two cases may be linked. Maxwell appeared in court on Tuesday the 9th of April as prosecutors asked for more time to make a charging decision. In court, the Milwaukee County Assistant District Attorney named Ian Vance Curzon, who is also a member of the office's homicide unit, said that the authorities had found blood on the stairwell of his house and on a comforter in his bedroom, so they are currently waiting on blood testing to see if it is a match to the human remains. According to news reports, Sheena Scarborough attended this hearing, accompanied by a victim advocate, but given the sensitivity of the case, she declined to comment, leaving the investigation still very much open-ended as to what really happened and if the missing person case of Sade Robinson really is connected. So for now, all we really know is that a 19-year-old girl could still be missing, meaning the search efforts must continue until a definitive conclusion is drawn. And we need to keep sharing the story in the hopes that further evidence can be brought to light that may contribute to the investigation. However, given that Sade has now been officially missing for almost 2 weeks, alongside the incredibly concerning details of her case, I can't help but feel that the likelihood of her safe return is only growing weaker as the days pass. So with that, let's get into some of the potential theories. Now, if you're a regular viewer of my channel, then you'll probably know that at this point in the video, I usually tend to rattle off a list of possible theories ranging from the best case scenario to the worst. But given the current situation, I'm finding it extremely difficult to see any other outcome here that doesn't end in heartbreak. The fact is, in most of these missing person cases, very rarely is a suspect talked about so freely by the press, as usually there isn't a lot of hard evidence and therefore it's difficult to discuss. But given how close Sheena Scarborough has been to Maxwell Anderson's court appearances, it would seem that he is more than likely responsible for Sade's disappearance, and given the blood found in his home, everything seems to point in the direction that he took her life and scattered her remains all over Milwaukee. Now, believe me when I say this is a truly gruesome scenario to have to hypothesize, so I would rather not go into any more detail about the potential crime. But saying this, I do think there would be some merit in providing a brief backstory on Maxwell, as this may help explain why the police are taking him so seriously as a suspect. So, Maxwell S. Anderson is a 33-year-old man from Milwaukee who owns a brick duplex on South 37th Street near West Oklahoma Avenue. Recently, this property was searched by law enforcement, and during the search, a neighbor named William Rosario revealed that Maxwell was somebody who always seemed to keep a low profile and would only occasionally be seen when he was walking his dogs. According to the police, over the years, Maxwell has worked at several different bars and nightclubs, but more often than not, he would prefer to look for seasonal work or temporary jobs, as this meant he didn't have to stick around for too long. In addition, Maxwell also has a criminal record, including drunk driving arrests and domestic violence-related charges. In 2014, he was charged with 2 counts of misdemeanor disorderly conduct after he shoved one of his relatives and apparently smashed her cell phone and broke other items in the kitchen. When confronted by a deputy upon his arrest for the crime, Maxwell reportedly said, "What are you gonna do? Shoot me?" before running into the garage and fleeing in the woman's car. He later returned, crashed the vehicle into a deck, and eventually was arrested. But the woman told investigators that she believed Anderson was under the influence of drugs or alcohol, as he later pleaded guilty in the case. 1 year later, at another relative's home in Door County, Maxwell was arrested again after
But these are the people they call good citizens.
And grabbing a phone
Oh, yeah,
out of
get y'all
another
weak
relative's
asses.
hand, who
If
was
that was a
trying
black
to
person,
call
y'all would
police at
have
the
crucified the
time.
nigga.
After this, he was
It's
charged
just-
with 4
Bro, y'all do
misdemeanors
too
and
much.
pleaded guilty to 3 of them. But his trail of destruction still didn't end there, as in 2019, he was accused of beating a stranger who tried to intervene when he saw Maxwell and a woman arguing on the street. A recording of the assault by a witness showed Maxwell on top of the man, punching him multiple times before dragging him to the ground. Maxwell later admitted to hitting the man but did not say why, and eventually pleaded guilty to misdemeanor disorderly conduct again, and was sentenced to 1 year of probation and 25 hours of community service. He was also ordered to pay $7,000 in restitution to the victim for medical bills and lost wages. So, given Maxwell Anderson's long list of crimes, it would certainly not be too surprising if we find out he was responsible for the murder of somebody. The blood in his home would surely suggest that he's guilty of something, but as with all cases, he is innocent until proven guilty. So for now, I just hope the police keep him in their custody for the remainder of their investigation. But anyway, rather than continuing to speculate on theories I have absolutely no evidence to back up, I think it would be better off if I just stop the video here, as there really isn't too much more to say, and out of respect for Sade's family, we should probably leave the speculation to the police, who seem to be working hard on the investigation. But in the meantime, there are several other recent cases which do require our help, such as Brianna Winston, who was another young woman of color that disappeared just a few weeks ago. So if you're interested, check out the video on
Dang,
screen
RP
now.
a lot of these people. I hope they be found.
On Thursday, the 23rd of June in 2022, a 15-year-old high school student named Joniah Walker was caught walking away from her home in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, when she would mysteriously disappear.
Say Robinson and
Janiah's
Nate Walker.
father
Damn.
was supposed to be picking her up, as he had planned to get
Both
her
of
a
these.
worker's permit to allow the teenager to continue working at a local restaurant called Pizza Shuttle. However, after realizing that she wasn't home, the family would quickly decide to report her missing to the Milwaukee PD, as they began to fear the worst. But strangely, despite their desperate pleas for help, the police initially refused to act and rather callously labeled Joniah as a runaway, leaving the family with no other option but to take the case into their own hands. So, after checking security cameras in the local area, it was soon discovered that Joniah had in fact left on her own accord, as she was spotted walking away from her home carrying a large rucksack. But a search of the deleted files on her iPad would also reveal that she was planning to meet an unidentified person that day, which only further escalated the danger surrounding her disappearance. However, there would still be one more twist to the tale, as just a few weeks after going missing, her mother would receive an email from somebody claiming to be Joniah, but the email address was quickly deleted, meaning it could not be tracked. So, given the lack of concrete evidence and unwillingness from the police to investigate, for almost 2 years the case remains unsolved, with some people believing she will never be found. But in recent weeks, it would seem that Joniah's case is finding itself back in the headlines due to the recent murder of fellow Pizza Shuttle employee Sade Robinson, as the eerily similar details in their stories has led many to wonder, could these cases be connected by the same suspect? And if not,
y'all learn about trusting these white people.
To Joniah Walker? Joniah Alexis Walker was born in 2008 to her loving mother Tanisha Howard in the city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where she enjoyed a happy childhood alongside her close-knit family. Not too much more is known about her younger years, but what we do know is that Joniah was, by all accounts, an incredibly caring person, with her mother Tanisha also describing her as shy and intelligent, but at the same time very outgoing when she was around her family.
That's wild, man.
However, this rather positive personality would eventually take an extremely negative turn when Joniah suffered a life-changing incident at the age of 11, leaving her with severe depression and PTSD due to the dark nature of the event. In response, her family would go on to do everything they could to try and help Joniah, such as setting her up with a therapist, which she would meet with once a week. But despite their massive efforts to try and put the broken pieces back together, Joniah would continue to deal with her trauma as the years went by, with the teenager finding it difficult to move on as she continuously suffered with dangerously dark thoughts. However, refusing to give up on herself, Joniah was determined to move on from the incident that had haunted her childhood for so long. So, after speaking with her family, the decision was made that she would begin working for a local pizza restaurant named Pizza Shuttle. And after proving herself during the initial trial period, Joniah would be welcomed on board the team. But in order to officially start working at the restaurant, she was notified that she would first need to get a worker's permit from the state, as in Milwaukee, this is a necessary requirement to allow 15-year-olds to work. So, given the situation, her father had planned to take her during the summer of 2022, with the hopes that she would be able to spend her school holidays doing something productive. However, these plans would unfortunately never come to fruition, as on that fateful day in June, Joniah Walker would mysteriously disappear, never to be seen again. On Thursday the 23rd of June, the high school student was spending the day at home as she was enjoying the freedom of the school holidays while her mother Tanisha was at work, checking in from time to time. But at some point during the day, Tanisha would receive a strange phone call from her teenage daughter, who would go on to ask some obscure questions about an unknown package that had been delivered to the house. But given that there were no deliveries scheduled for that day, Tanisha was left confused by her line of questioning and assured Joniah that she must have been making a mistake. So, reasonably satisfied, Joniah accepted her mother's explanation, and the pair ended the phone call shortly after, with Tanisha reminding her that her father would be picking her up soon to sort out the worker's permit for her job at Pizza Shuttle. However, despite these plans, it would appear that
Joniah
closed
that pizza shop down.
Ideas, as when her father would arrive outside the apartment to pick her up, she would fail to answer the door, and after trying to get in touch with her cell phone, it was quickly realized that she was ignoring his calls. So, concerned by Joniah's behavior, her father then called up Tanisha to inform her about the situation and to see if she perhaps knew where Joniah could be. But to his surprise, Tanisha was also completely in the dark as to why
crazy after O.J. Simpson passes away.
Answering the door. And after making her own unsuccessful attempt to contact Joniah over the phone, it was immediately established that something was seriously wrong. Tanisha then rushed home from work to see if her daughter was perhaps just asleep or listening to music with her headphones too loud, as it was not normal behavior for Joniah to ignore her parents, especially if they had made important plans. But to her devastation, after arriving home and searching the apartment top to bottom, Tanisha eventually accepted that her daughter was not there, so with nowhere else to turn, she then decided to drive down to the Milwaukee Police Department to officially report her 15-year-old daughter as missing. However, despite the incredibly dangerous situation that was unfolding,
niggas be going to Milwaukee.
The officers simply responded by stating that Joniah was likely just a runaway and that there was nothing they could do.
Bitch, just the fuck you could, bozos. Y'all don't do shit, bro. Right? What they pay y'all for, clowns? 12 is some clowns. They want us to get them money on from taxes and shit for them to do bullshit
Friday, the 24th
and kill us.
June, Tanisha Howard, alongside the rest of the family,
You're a
would
little
begin
white girl. They
searching
would have
the
ran
local
for it.
neighborhood for any signs of the missing teenager.
Fuck
with
they
plans
talking
to
about?
check surveillance cameras that may have picked up Joniah's movements on the previous day. So instinctively, the first place Tanisha thought to check was the local security cameras outside the apartment complex, as they would have surely picked up the time that Joniah had left their home. And sure enough, after talking to the property manager and asking to see the surveillance video footage, Tanisha was heartbroken to see her 15-year-old daughter leaving the apartment complex alone, with a big rucksack implying that she was in fact choosing to run away. However, refusing to allow Joniah to walk the streets alone, Tanisha was determined to get her daughter home as soon as possible, and knew the best course of action would be to try speaking to the police again to see if there was anything they could do with the security footage. But once again, Tanisha was met with a brick wall, as the MPD would explain that they didn't believe this was a missing person case, as Joniah had clearly chosen to leave on her own accord, and therefore they were not willing to label her as critically missing, which would have more than likely unlocked extra resources and some much needed media coverage. They also refused to track Joniah's cell phone, as they claimed that they needed a warrant to do such a thing. But after explaining that her father had purchased the cell phone himself, and therefore would happily provide the necessary permission for them to track it, the Milwaukee PD eventually caved and agreed to search the records.
Pussies.
It was then discovered that Joniah had last used her cell phone to call her therapist the previous day, but that she had powered her phone down shortly after, so there was unfortunately nothing more they could do. Well, this information understandably worried Tanisha and the rest of Joniah's family, as this implied that she may have been struggling with her mental health around the time of her disappearance. And so, with these implications, the family hoped that the Milwaukee PD would finally upgrade her case to critically missing, especially given her past abuse and subsequent struggles with depression. However, just as before, the police refused to act for reasons unknown, leaving Tanisha bewildered by their attitude and frustrated that they were unable to help her find her vulnerable missing daughter. But despite their lack of assistance, Tanisha and the rest of the family would continue to search for Joniah, and it wouldn't be too much longer before they uncovered a new piece of evidence, which would take this already suspicious case to a whole new level. On Monday the 27th of June, Tanisha Howard was continuing to grow incredibly worried about her teenage daughter, as she had now been missing for over 4 days, having absolutely no contact with her family throughout this time. So, desperate for answers, Tanisha once again attempted to lean on the Milwaukee PD, as she had already exhausted every resource she could in finding her daughter and was therefore left with very few other options. But to her surprise, this time around, the police were much more receptive to her pleas for help, and agreed to send officers out to the apartment to speak to Tanisha directly, as opposed to just over the phone. However, despite making the trip out to visit Tanisha in person, it would seem that they would not be very interested in sticking around for long, as after just a few minutes of speaking outside the apartment, they suddenly decided to leave without searching the premises or even taking any evidence away with them. According to Tanisha, it was as if they were only showing up to say that they had made the effort, but didn't ever have any real intent to take the case seriously. So, after being left frustrated once again by the lack of action displayed by the Milwaukee PD, Tanisha decided to try contacting the FBI to ask for their assistance, as up until now, her local police department were useless to say the least. And to her astonishment, they immediately agreed to look into the case with the understanding that Joniah could have been in serious danger, given the details surrounding her disappearance. The FBI then started their investigation by looking into the suspicious Amazon delivery that Joniah had talked about in the previous week, but upon gaining access to her account, they were troubled to see that the teenager had not made any purchases, and that the large delivery box that arrived that day must have been sent by somebody else. It was then established after looking through Joniah's iPad that she had actually been deleting some messages in the days leading up to her disappearance, which implied that she was meeting somebody that day, and that this suspect could have been the very same person that purchased the Amazon delivery containing the large rucksack she
These
was
kids be
seen
too
wearing
grown for
in the
their own
surveillance
good,
footage.
man.
So, with this new
Trusting all
harrowing
these
piece of
motherfucking
information, the FBI then tried to contact the delivery service to see if they could find out who the sender was. But despite their efforts, it would seem that this attempt to trace the delivery would be futile, as according to Tanisha, she would never receive an update from the detectives. So, as the days went by, her hope of seeing Joniah again was starting to dwindle, as it had now been weeks since her disappearance, and therefore, the chances of her daughter's return were growing weaker with each passing day. But just as the case began to grow cold, Tanisha would receive an email that could potentially change everything. On Wednesday the 17th of August, around 2 months after Joniah's disappearance, her mother Tanisha would receive a strange email from a person that was claiming to be Joniah, which explained how she was apparently safe but didn't want to be found. According to Tanisha, the person writing the email even included details which only Joniah would ever know, leading her to believe that this could have actually been her daughter. However, after taking the email over to the Milwaukee Police Department, she was told that they would not be able to trace the IP of the device that sent the email, and they weren't even interested in noting down the email address itself as potential evidence. So once again, frustrated
These
by the
popos
lack
are
of assistance
assholes.
from the
Bro,
police,
y'all worth
Tanisha
the
was
shit,
then forced
popos.
to
Y'all ain't
call up
about
the
shit,
FBI
nigga.
to see if they would be willing to look
Clowns.
into the suspicious email. But to her astonishment, she would not get a reply. And after searching up the email address herself a few days later, it was discovered that it had since been deleted, meaning there was now no way to trace the owner of the email address. So, despite the massive efforts of a heartbroken mother that had given everything to find her daughter, it would appear that almost 2 years on from the day she disappeared, Joniah Walker still remains a missing person to this day. Now, unfortunately, as far as the official investigation goes, this is all we know for now. But given the recent disappearance and subsequent murder of Sade Robinson, it would appear that Joniah's case has been given a new lease of life, as not only did both girls go missing in the city of Milwaukee, but they both worked for the very same pizza restaurant and disappeared under similar circumstances. However, if you are familiar with Sade's story, then you will already know that if these two cases are connected, then the likelihood of Joniah's safe return would be difficult to conceive. But saying this, with the teenager still being officially listed as missing almost 2 years on from her disappearance, there is still every possibility that Joniah Walker could be alive out there somewhere. So with that, let's get into some of the potential theories. Now, to kick things off. So with that, let's get into some of the potential theories. Now, to kick things off, as I normally do on this channel, I would prefer to start by looking at some of the more positive theories surrounding this case, as until we have concrete evidence that Joniah is no longer with us, I think it would be worth discussing the ways in which she could still be out there. So, is it really possible that Joniah Walker could have simply ran away from home that day, just as the suspicious email stipulated? Well, before we get too hung up on the details of that email, it must be said that just because the email itself claimed to be written by Joniah doesn't mean that this is true.
Is that the way she
In all
typed?
honesty, the email could have easily been written by anybody.
Yeah, is that the
A
way
local
she
neighbor,
typed?
a family member who wanted to keep the case alive, or even a potential suspect who had Joniah held hostage at the time. But let's say, for argument's sake, that the email was actually sent by Joniah, and that she really did decide to start a new life somewhere. Surely there had to be somebody with her at the time.
Gotta be.
We know from the deleted files on her iPad that she was certainly talking to somebody around
Why didn't you talk to the
her
therapist?
disappearance. And given the
Why
fact
did she
that
run
her
away? Why didn't you talk
rucksack
to the
was
therapist?
purchased by an unknown person, this would surely imply that she left with the intention of meeting someone. At this point in the investigation, it has not been revealed if this was a platonic friend or a potential romantic interest, but given the prevalence of online dating in today's society, I wouldn't be surprised if Joniah was planning to meet up with somebody she had met on the internet. Now,
But just the chances of the same girl, type of girl missing from the same pizza shop is
I feel it
insane.
would still be useful to ponder this idea for a little while longer, as if Joniah had been meeting up with a stranger from the internet, this could certainly explain why she has not been seen since. Perhaps this could also be the very same person that has been keeping her hidden away for all of this time, and she may not even feel like she's a prisoner. I know this might sound far-fetched, but given her traumatic past and struggles with mental health, it could be possible that Joniah would be impressionable enough to just stay with somebody as long as they made her feel safe. There have been cases where missing young women have decided to move in with their older boyfriends, such as the story of Natasha Ryan, who was a 14-year-old Australian girl that went missing back in 1998, only to be discovered 5 years later at her boyfriend's house. But the real twist to this story was that after being found, she decided to stay with her boyfriend, eventually marrying him and starting a family. So based on this example, I think it would be safe to say that these things really do happen. But before I get too carried away, I am aware that the likelihood of this being the case is very slim in comparison to other theories, especially given the extremely similar details between Joniah's case and the tragic murder of Sade Robinson in recent weeks. So, with this in mind, it is unfortunately time to move on to the next theory. Now, just before I get into it, if you're not familiar with Sade's case, then I highly recommend checking out the video on screen now, as I go into a lot more detail and I'm sure you will be able to identify even more similarities in their cases that I haven't mentioned here. But just for the sake of context, I will quickly provide a brief rundown of her story. So, on Monday the 1st of April, just a few weeks ago, a 19-year-old college student named Sade Robinson was spotted walking along North Commerce Street in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, as she had secretly planned to meet an older man for a date. It is unknown how the two first crossed paths, whether that be through online dating or simply meeting in person somewhere. But either way, she was reported missing later that day by her family after she failed to show up for her scheduled shift at the Pizza Shuttle restaurant. The next morning, Sade's car was found on fire in an alleyway, approximately 2 miles from where she was last seen. And then later that same day, a severed human leg was discovered at Warnemont Park by Lake Michigan. The case was then escalated to a possible homicide, and potential suspects were immediately brought in.
Now they want to do something to the nigga. Some person died.
Named Maxwell Anderson, after blood was discovered on the stairwell of his home, and it was reported that he may have had contact with Sade in the days building up to her disappearance. And soon after, it was revealed that the blood did in fact belong to Sade, as well as the body parts that had been found scattered all around the city. So, with this heartbreaking update in the case, Maxwell is now being held on a $500,000 bail and will be standing before a judge next week for his preliminary hearing to decide if he will be convicted for the crime. Now, it should be said that this murder case is still in its very early stages, so I'm sure there will be a lot more information to come out in the following weeks surrounding Maxwell Anderson and his other potential crimes. But one detail which sticks out to me is the rumor that he may have possessed some kind of torture chamber in his home that very well could have been used in previous crimes. I should say that this is yet to be verified, so please don't take this information as complete truth, at least not until more details are released. But given his supposed crime against Sade, I certainly wouldn't dispute the fact that this could have been something he did before with other potential victims, such as Joniah. It would certainly explain why she hasn't been seen in almost 2 years since her disappearance. After all, Sade and Joniah are of similar complexions and appearance. Both girls were working at Pizza Shuttle at the time of their disappearances and had planned to meet unknown people on those days. Plus, they were also both living within a short distance to where Maxwell lived in Milwaukee. So, if you add all these details together, as well as acknowledging the fact that Maxwell was also
they love us so bad they want to kill us
who had been convicted of several brutal crimes throughout his life, I think there is certainly an argument to be made that his fatal actions towards Sade could have been replicated with multiple other women in recent years. However, for the sake of Joniah's family, I must say I truly hope that this isn't the case, and that they can one day be reunited with their missing loved one. So please, share this story with as many people as you can, and show your support to the family. As after almost 2 years of waiting for answers, I think we can all agree that they deserve some closure, regardless of the conclusion. Anyway, with that, I think I'll leave this video here. But if you have any other theories of your own that you think may help explain what really happened to Joniah Walker, please leave your comments down below and I will do my best to get back to you. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe to the channel for updates on these.
Beautiful, beautiful song. I knew that my kids were very special and different. My parents raised me, they raised us. We are light workers. We put out positive energy, we exert, we help others. I'm a community advocate as a personal way of my life, the way I live. I've worked for others, I help others my whole life. I've raised my daughters that way. My daughters have excelled. I have 2 daughters. This has caused so much emotional effect to my family, my parents who love my baby so much, her grandparents, her uncles, her aunties, the community.
That's crazy because, you know, all these people was missing. It takes it to your person start missing till you really start that you know what I'm saying, that mission. So,
in my life to speak Sade's voice. Sade was a beautiful soul.
Prayers up to
She
Janae.
was an amazing girl. Nancy, everything you spoke is exactly what my daughter exerted. I couldn't have asked for any better daughter. There was things my daughter did that many adults were not even able to accomplish in their lifetimes. And I'll be 43 in a week. My birthday's on April 27th. Sade's birthday's on May the 10th. I had her on Mother's Day. This son of a... I'm gonna watch my language on this platform. This son of a took my daughter from me a month before she's graduating with her Associate of Arts degree. She works so hard. She's a full-time student. She has 2 full-time jobs. She has her own little bachelorette apartment. She doesn't stay at a college dorm campus. She has her own bachelorette apartment. She has her own car. She pays all of her own bills. This is traumatizing, Nancy. I never expected this to pull up on my front door. This isn't normal. This is a 2024 Jeffrey Dohlmer. I need him held accountable.
Damn.
I need justice for Sade. There has been a lot of, many black and brown girls that have been gone missing for a moment. And all of them are going to be held accountable now. Because they messed with the wrong family. They messed with the wrong family because we're not going to sit quiet and we're not going to sit still. And we're going to call all of them out and we're going to speak for the whole community.
Yep.
Because I'm not about to sit down and I'm not about to sit still on this
Facts.
one.
Stand the fuck up.
For Sade, Nancy.
Because that's what these people want us to do. Sit the fuck down while they kill us. Nah, nigga, we gonna stand the fuck up, nigga.
Miss Scarborough,
Fuck they think this is, nigga.
Anything,
they want us to get killed and do nothing. Man, we standing the fuck up, nigga.
It pales compared to what you just said.
Thank y'all for another blessed day. We're gonna keep on fighting.
Believe me, Miss Scarborough.
Never give up.
This story of Sade has not just touched people in Milwaukee. It has touched people around the world. And when you say you're not going to sit back,
nobody is.
Neither are we.
Facts, nigga. We ain't no sit back ass nigga. We going out, nigga.
And the other missing and murdered girls.
Facts.
Across
nigga.
Milwaukee. They're not all just missing. They're dead. Many of them are dead. Guys, with me is Sade's mother, who is in so much pain, but she is joining us tonight to speak out for Sade. What happened? What led up to this night?
Yes, Nancy. Yes. Nancy, the last time I spoke to my daughter was on Easter Sunday, okay? We seen her. She came by my parents' home. We spent the Sunday together. This was Easter Sunday, okay? I cooked for them, both of my daughters. We all met by my parents' house where I'm currently at. We all commute here. All my girls are busy. My youngest is 16. They have a lot of activities. They're working. They go to school. I have very successful and independent, self-sufficient daughters.
Damn. Alright, back. So do y'all see what the fuck is going on? Nigga, they been killing our black women, bruh. Other races been killing our black women, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, bruh, these 2 females, they worked at the same fucking pizza shop. If that's not a dead giveaway, I don't know what the fucking tell you. black people, man, but they get so comfortable being around other races than they own. Have y'all ever seen that shit? Black people feel way more comfortable around other races. They'd be more willing to open up, be friendly, talk, have a good conversation, hug niggas, be friendly with these niggas. All type of shit, go to sleep around these niggas. But when they come around their own race, these niggas are all alert, on 10, ready to gun in their pocket, clutching, ready for some shit. But then when it comes down to motherfucking these white people or Mexicans, they all buddies. No, nigga. I don't care if you black, white, or Mexican, nigga. I don't trust nobody. And that's facts, nigga. I don't care if you white, nigga. Fuck is you talking about, bitch? I don't care if you Mexican, nigga. Fuck is we talking about? Nigga, hey, it's on site, nigga, for any race, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? I ain't with none of that funny fugazi ass shit. I'm gonna be cool around these certain people, but then when I come around my people, I'm gonna be acting kind of fun. No, nigga. If I don't fuck with you, I don't trust you. I don't trust nobody. And that's just facts, nigga. I ain't picking or choosing on fucking race or color or none of that shit, nigga. Right is right, nigga. You know what I'm saying? When y'all done fucking hurt niggas and kill motherfucking black people and these white people continue to do it, I ain't saying that we ain't doing it. We don't kill our own people either. It don't be other races. But when it does be these motherfuckers, we don't stand on motherfucking business, nigga. Because it's like, nigga, y'all been doing it. Y'all gonna keep on doing it. And we gonna fight every fucking inch of the way. I don't care if the popos fuck with the niggas trying to help the evidence and find out what's going on. They don't, nigga. We gonna stand up, nigga. Because the niggas getting tired of motherfuckers trying to play us and our people, nigga. And that's what I be trying to tell these people. Stop being so fucking friendly to other races, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers are too damn friendly. You feel me? Ready to give up all the secrets. Ready to give up all the info. All the money. All the women. All the food. What the fuck are we doing? These niggas just the whole time, yeah, oh, yeah. This nigga's right here. Oh, yeah, he's a simp. Oh, this nigga? Oh, yeah, he got a whole bunch of shit. Oh, this nigga right here, yeah, I see that, this and that, and that. Nigga ain't writing down the list and checking it twice on your dumb ass. You think you trying to be the man? Oh, yeah, I'm gonna show these niggas I got this and that and this and that. I'm gonna treat them niggas like kings. The whole time they planning on they planning on your downfall, ready to take your whole kingdom away from you. You know what I'm saying? They came like that. You feel me? And I don't know what it is with our people, man. They minds these days, man. They so fucking like warped by the system. You know what I'm saying? Like the system got they mind in a headlock. You can try to wake these niggas up. You can try to tell these niggas the truth. Hey man, this and that and that. They'll swear up to you and down. It's all lies until they find out the truth. Then they be like, what? You know, that's how I believe you. Then they swear up and down you lies. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the system got on their motherfucking head. It's like in a headlock with these motherfucking black people. They just hate the truth. These black people hate the truth. And I don't know what it is with these motherfuckers, why they hate the truth so goddamn much. When we show any positivity about us black people, they get mad. Our own people. When we tell them the truth about these white people and how evil these motherfuckers are, they get mad. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? You know what I'm saying? I'm a real nigga. First, before anything, nigga, I'ma speak the motherfucking truth. Nigga, I ain't even know. Walking the sideline off the cliff, nigga. I'm not one of those, nigga. I always been a nigga who looked for the truth, who spoke up for the real, and told you niggas, hey, we ain't one of them pussy ass niggas y'all think y'all can play, nigga. Y'all can't bribe us, niggas. Y'all can't take everything away from us. We gonna fight, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And niggas don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? These niggas be so fucking headlocked into the system. They ready to do whatever they say. They ready to do whatever they say. They ready to just spend their life away in this fucking factory system and give up all their money. They don't want to make no changes in the world. They don't want to do nothing in the world. If they not what these motherfucking people saying and what they tell them to do, they not doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? The whole time they killing our people. Putting these motherfuckers back in slavery and jail and shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas just don't see that shit. Or they see it, and they just turn a blind eye. You know what I'm saying? But they had the most shit to talk about when it comes to us. When it comes to us, oh, they have everything in the blue moon to talk about us. Oh, you doing this wrong, that wrong, this, that. They count their toes, their feet, their nose, their mouth, their teeth about what we got going wrong. But then when it's got something to do with what these people are doing to us, white people and these fake Jews, quiet as a church mouse. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bruh, how can we ever figure out to help ourselves when we so fucking up under these white people's asses? You know what I'm saying? Y'all looking for these motherfuckers for help the whole time they killing y'all niggas. What are we doing? Y'all hate to see niggas succeed, nigga. Then you get these young kids, these black melanated women falling for the same trap. Nigga, y'all don't tell these motherfuckers, hey, well, you might not want to trust the other race or something because they might try to kill you because they done it in the past. We got physical evidence. We got proof that they done it. They done it again with the KKK. They always doing it with the government. But nah. No. We ain't saying nothing about that. Live your life. Live your best life. Just do you. Like, what the fuck is we talking about, nigga? Y'all niggas don't learn from y'all motherfucking mistakes, nigga. Y'all don't look at the history, nigga. History gonna repeat itself. Y'all niggas keep on doing the same goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, man, if you can find your person outside the race that benefits you, and you feel like, okay, it's gonna help you and help the black people succeed, that's that. But at the same time, it's not that many people who's like that, man. And still, if you find that person 9 times 10, that motherfucker not like, you know what I'm saying, 100% on what we think. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I always say, man. People gotta understand and recognize, man, just because the world look like it's a bunch of friendly ass people, it's not. It's not. These other races would kill you. They would take everything you got, nigga. Why niggas be trying to act comfortable around white people and then scared around black people and then white people be doing the worst of things? They put the black people on main high beams. They don't understand that shit. The main reason we go through all this shit because we living in poverty. The main reason these motherfucking white people doing it because they haters. They evil. That's the big difference, nigga. This nigga was rich, nigga. He wasn't struggling. This nigga was just a killer, nigga. Just was mad because he just seen some black women that he probably couldn't normally get, and he had a long fetish of killing niggas. That's why they call that nigga Jeffrey Dohlmer, nigga. Like, niggas not playing this game. Y'all need to stop being whitewashed, brainwashed, coons, struggling in the system, headlocked ass niggas. Like, come on, man. Y'all need to wake the fuck up, man. You know what I'm saying? Niggas been trying to fight back against the system and what they been doing, oppressing us and shit. Niggas don't want to stand up for shit. They ready to, well, we just look for the next white man to fight for us. Nigga, fuck them motherfuckers. They not fighting for us, nigga. None of these motherfuckers gonna fight for us. The only people gonna fight for us are our own people and ourselves, nigga. Yeah, we Yahweh's chosen people, but we gotta learn how to fight for ourselves and undo the wrong we done done. You know what I'm saying? We can't keep on waiting for other races and people to approve us and say, well, you can do what you want to do. You your own person now. No, nigga, we know the truth. Y'all can't tell us what to do no fucking more, nigga. We know the truth, nigga. So that's what made me so mad, man. You know, we put our kids into this situation where we can just tell these motherfuckers, hey, whoop the whoop. Just be careful out here, bro. These motherfuckers not for us, nigga. 100%. Nigga, stop being brainwashed, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But these niggas don't be listening till it's too damn late. Then when it's too damn late, niggas already dead. Bitches already dying. Bitches been dying. You been having a bunch of black women die. And then y'all don't say nothing till it's too damn late. Like, that's fucking stupid, nigga. Y'all want to be friendly, ha, kiki with these motherfuckers. They don't like us, nigga. I understand trying to work and trying to make up a little bit of bag and do this and that, but again, to be on a friendly level, you know what I'm saying, unless you're just really into a relationship. You know what I'm saying? I always say, because you got sometimes motherfuckers do be in relationships and sometimes people do really be good people who really try to help people out. But sometimes, a lot of times it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? You got occasional type shit like that. But it don't be like that, you know what I'm saying? You always don't, I always say don't trust nobody, nigga. I don't care how close they is to, because they all can snake you out one day, and that's facts, nigga. I don't care who the fuck is that shit. You feel me? Crip. You know what I'm saying? So I just want people to understand, man. We live in dire times, man. Hey, y'all better wake the fuck up, man. It's gonna be a time, man, where you're gonna get tested. Would you be able to stand up strong or what? Hey, you know what I'm saying? That's why we gotta have faith in Yahweh, man, because at the end of the day, man, they tricking, hiding everything. They don't want nobody to know nothing. They delete TikTok because they already know what the truth is. But hey, man, so I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. Prayers out to all the families that's been going through, man. R.I.P. to Sade, man. He chopped up like a butcher, man. That's some sad ass shit, man. You know. And then people still find some way to say, well, the black girl was promiscuous, and you know what I'm saying. But the real note what's up, man. That this motherfucking white people, they been hating us. They love our women, but they want to kill our women because they don't like us. You know what I'm saying. And they don't come for our women, and it's just how it is, man. And these women, they just our females, they too damn friendly, man. I've been saying this. They too damn friendly. When these motherfucking other races are racist and haters, they racist and haters. Mexican and white people are racist and haters. But our black women is so fucking delusional. They want to be accepted to accepted to the whole fucking world. They really date every other race out there except for their own. I don't understand that shit, man. I just don't understand it, man. I would never understand it. My mind, you know, it's functioning at like, hey, you know, but like I said, man, love is love. You know, you love who you love, so at the end of the day, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do if you love somebody. But hey, remember it comes with risk, man. So hope y'all enjoy the video. Out the bitch hood and outside crib. And shout out to the real ones, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to the motherfuckers who do be dating black men. And shout out to the motherfuckers who do help the black men, you know what I'm saying? Because just because you date a black man don't mean you're helping a black man. Sometimes you can date a black man and y'all both can be the problem. So shout out to the black women who is dating other races but do be helping the black men, you know what I'm saying? Because it be black people who work together to stop the black men. So that's just real. I hope y'all like this video out the bitch crib.
Hey, Dad, you know, dog, when we link up, dog, this shit be legendary. You know this instrumental, you the engineer on it, so Kodak everywhere.